Well, Georgians are already voting early in next month's presidential primary using the same touchscreen system that was in place back in 2020.
But a federal judge could soon order big changes to the way we vote or side with state election officials who say the current system is safe and secure. Fox 5 High Team reporter Randy Travis says a nearly month-long bench trial gave Judge Amy Totenberg a lot to consider. Randy?
That's right, yeah. Opponents of the touchscreen voting system filed their original lawsuit back in 2017. They want to go back to bubble-in paper ballots, and they point to a now infamous South Georgia County's election office as some of their best evidence.
I've already scanned them once.
Yeah, so you're scanning the same
ballots twice.
When former Coffee County election supervisor Misty Hampton posted this homemade video on YouTube in December 2020, her motive was to raise concerns about the Dominion voting systems.
I don't think any votes need to vote on this ballot.
Oh, wow.
I think this really needs to be just a blank ballot.
Forget the fact that security experts argue her experiment to forge mail-in ballots would be quickly discovered in a real-world scenario. Coffee County became the holy grail for election skeptics, lining up to image key portions of the Dominion voting system and then share it with others around the world. Hampton faces election interference charges in the Fulton County racketeering case.
I didn't know that it was software that they were copying.
What did you think they were copying?
I'm not a computer tech, so I really did not know.
One lawyer for the AG's office admitted the system breach exposed the keys to the software kingdom. Coffee County plays an outsized role in the evidence federal judge Amy Totenberg must weigh, now that a nearly one-month trial over the future of Georgia's election system is complete. The three groups of plaintiffs are all asking for slightly different decisions. The first group wants the judge to get rid of all those touchscreen ballot marking devices, or BMDs, and instead bubble in your paper ballots and then feed them into the scanner. The second group just wants the counties to be able to decide between BMDs or paper ballots. And the third group, well, they want all electronics gone. And fill out your paper ballot and you count it by hand. All three are equally suspicious of this, the QR code on Georgia ballots, which tells the scanner who you picked. Before the 2020 election, Judge Totenberg ordered the printed ballots also show the names, which you're encouraged to double check.
So count everyone who's not a Republican.
Correct.
In court, the plaintiffs played a video showing the state's own election expert taking 18 seconds to properly review a ballot. But a UGA study reported 80% of voters spend less than 5 seconds. There's no evidence a vote in Georgia was not counted as cast, attorney for the state Josh Belinfante argued. That's true, but the court heard serious concerns from one of the leading experts in computer election security. Dr. Alex Halderman demonstrated how a malicious voter could install malware or gain super access of a Georgia voting machine in seconds. The state countered too many people would notice something so obvious.
I think that Dr. Haldeman is way off base.
Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger successfully fought a subpoena to testify, but in this video offered by the plaintiffs, he minimized Halderman's findings.
Halderman was given actually the security codes, so he had total access of the equipment, and he had it for 12 weeks. And then he comes back with his report and says, well, if you had that kind of access, then you could change things. Well, duh. Yeah.
The state replaced the servers that were tampered with in Coffee County. Elections officials say it would cost $25 million to install a system-wide update from Dominion, and it would not be ready for November. It's just nonsensical to try to change now, said Carrie Miller for the state. This is the most battle-tested and stress-tested election system in the country. But plaintiff's attorney Robert McGuire pointed out, the train and bright light coming at us is the November 2024 election. Are we going to be ready? A Dominion spokesman told me the machines used in Georgia are, quote, the most vetted, scrutinized, and proven voting technology in recent history. He also said that they have a version now that doesn't have to use the QR codes. You can just read the words on the ballot and count them that way when you feed them into the scanner. That is version 5.17. It's not going to be installed, though, here in Georgia until after the November election.
Yeah, well, so much has been said. I mean, we've been hearing for the last several years, Randy, about the questioning the results of the election in 2020. Is this group, the plaintiffs in this case, are they suggesting that the election was negatively impacted by these Dominion machines?
No, most of the plaintiffs are very clear. They say they're not challenging any of the results from previous elections. They're only worried about future elections. And Judge Totenberg has to consider that now. She heard the case earlier this month. Still no word on when she's going to rule, but everyone is waiting to see what she decides.
Regardless of the technology, voters just want their votes counted.
So important, yes.
Thanks, Randy.
Randy, thanks.